Hello, 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 hello. Today we have another great episode. I have Miss Tivona Elliott, known as Lady V. She is an evangelist, spiritual release coach, author, consultant, and CEO of Elliott Night Professionals. Lady V has turned her journey and overcome lupus and personal struggles into a mission to empower others. She is a co-founder of Elliott Night Professionals in 2016 with her late partner Jazz, and has continued to help individuals share their stories and embrace the greatness. She also behind the Awaken the Rebel Within program, founded to go too long, Judgment Free Network, spreading the love and understanding globally. Let's dive into her inspiring story today. And how you doing, Miss Lady? I'm good. I'm blessed myself. I actually really wanted to talk to you because I'm when I read your profile, your bio, I was like, that is very interesting. You overcame lupus?
Actually teach individuals how to actually reverse it and slow it down. And so it doesn't always go all the way into remission, but you can slow it down so you're not killing yourself quicker and speeding up the process because lupus is just like cancer. It spreads quickly if you don't know what to do and how to do it. And so that's what I do. I help people to teach them how to actually deal with it on a daily basis so that they're not hurting, they're not struggling with it because there's different types of lupus. You got your skin and you got your bones and your joints and your nervous system. And so, yeah, you got to make sure that it's a process. And I tell people that basically it's really stress is the number one killer. It literally is because when you're stressing with this disease, you're actually speeding it up at a rapid rate. I mean, rapid rate. Because basically, once it starts to take over your organs, then you're quicker almost out of here, basically, if you do not get it under control. But having a healthy diet, learning how to maintain your stress levels, learning how to be able to live a happy, healthy life will help you to actually deal with lupus and be able to go through because some people don't even know I have lupus but because I've learned how to deal with lupus. I've learned how to live with it. And since when I first had it, I thought I was dead too. I thought I was dead and gone, boy. I thought I was out of here. But I've learned how to cope and maintain because I have lupus, but lupus don't have me.
Got you. So where are you from? And tell me a little bit about your
So my hometown is Wichita, Kansas. That's where I was born and raised, I guess you could say. But I have to just say that America right now at this moment, is wherever I land my feet, that's where I'm at. So I don't really like to stay too long in too many places, and wherever God send me, that's where I go. So I've lived in probably 10, 12 of the states already.
got you. So what was your childhood like?
So I come from an abusive background. Where I'm from, we were, I'm raised in an era where what happens in this house stays in this house. And so I was molested at the age of 8. By the age of 10, I was running away, trying to run away from the monsters that was in my house because I was being beat on as well as being molested. So it was like I wasn't, it was just a no-win situation for me. And so I was trying to get out quick, but nobody would save me. And so I found myself in the streets by the age of 15. By the age of 21, by the age of 15, I was a madam. By the age of 21, I was just a high price car girl. That's really just what that is. And so I lived that life. I was in the streets. Because I was looking for and searching for love, but I was searching for someone to save me, not understanding that could nobody save me but me. Could nobody save me but God. And so I went through it. I lived it. I've seen a lot of things in my life, from killings to selling big dope to doing all kinds of different things. And so when you live the street life, you learn a lot of different things in a street way, but you learn that the streets ain't got no love for you. And so that's why I try to teach these young girls these days that, baby, put it up, honey, because these streets ain't got no love for you. It don't matter what you're doing or how you trying to do it or what you think he gonna do for you, baby. They ain't got no love for you out here. And and today is definitely not the same as when we were coming up and out there in the streets. So it's a big difference. And so I try to give young girls hope, that so they can actually see life in a different way.
I like that. What made what well, let me rephrase that. How'd you become the person you are today?
Like I said, I went through the street life, and when you are chosen for something, you can run and run and run all you want. But when you are chosen, you just can't hide, because it's coming full, and that's where I was. I got tired of running. And so once I decided to just sacrifice my life and just say, you know what, God, I'm just tired. I'm tired of running. I'm tired of being out here. I'm tired of living this life. I just need something better. And you just surrender, then you get better. And once I decided to do that, then I started coming out of my hurt. I started coming out of my trauma. I started coming out of my pain. I started coming out of my anxiety. And I started learning that, wow, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to love me. It's okay to feel like I feel. It's okay to be ugly sometimes. It's okay to be beautiful every day. It's okay to feel whatever it is you feeling, and to embrace the emotions that you have. That it's okay. And life ain't gonna stop life. But it's all about how you choose to go and proceed throughout your day. And so I could have sat in my trauma. I could have sat in my hurt, but I didn't want to live life like that, because I was missing out on the greatest and the best part of me by just doing that. And so I didn't want to sit there no more. And so I decided to get up. And God took me through this program, Awaken the Rebel Within, Release, Rebuild, Rebrand Your Voice. He took me through that program where I had to learn how to release. I had to learn how to overcome the obstacles that was standing in my way. I had to let the little girl that was begging to be released in a great way out, because she had been hurt so much that she was hiding behind the trauma. And then I had to rise to the occasion. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm rising to the occasion, and I'm shattering the silence and saying, no, we don't have to live like this no more. We don't have to sit in our trauma. We don't have to be who society say that we have to be. We can be great all day, every day. I mean, as you see, I'm great just looking like I am. I got my little rollers in because I'm going to a Christmas party. And guess what? I'm roaring in my greatness, and I still look good, and I'm still all right with it, and I'm not phased by it, because I know who I am authentically. And so I don't care what society think. I don't care what society say, because there's only one me, and I'm gonna be Lady V. Period.
Period. I heard that. um,
Period.
what figure mentors during your childhood had an impact in your life?
You said who was my mentor?
Yeah, what childhood mentor had an impact in your life?
My grandparents. If it wasn't for my grandparents, I'd have been dead and gone. And they say your grandparents, they pray for you. They did. And the prayers of my grandparents is still covering me right now to this day. Even though they're dead and gone, they're still covering me to this day, because I thank them, because I learned a lot in my journey. They gave me a lot of values, and they taught me that it's okay for me to be uniquely me. And so I've always kind of walked like that. And I know people don't like it and people kind of frown on it and, oh my gosh, why she sold this and why she, and I've been talked about and ridiculed, but I say like this, man, they talked about it and they crucified Jesus. So I'm no better than him. And so I'm all right with being authentically me. And so my grandparents basically was my biggest mentors. And then I did have one mentor, Mr. Greenwood, may he rest in peace as well. That was my he was my track coach. He was my basketball coach. He was, and he was my what was it? Biology. That's what it was. He was my biology teacher. And it was actually him that actually saved me from the monsters in my house because he was like, something just ain't right. Because when you know children, you know something is not right. No matter how much they're trying to mask the hurt and mask the pain and hide the bruises and, hide whatever it is that they trying to hide behind. When you know your children, you know your children. And he knew all of us in his class, every last one of us. And if we played some type of sport, he knew us like we were his children. And he treated us just like he treated his children. And it was him that was like, something ain't right. And he actually took me to the nurse, took me to you know what I'm saying? And he was just like, yeah. And then they had me, pull my jacket and stuff off. And when they saw the whips and the bruises and things like that I was hiding, they just was like, oh, no, no, this is no, 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 no. And so I just kind of was like, I confessed and I just spoke up and told what was happening. And, even through that, the charges were still dropped. And I knew it, but I couldn't confirm it until just recently, actually, when I decided to say, you know what, I forgive so I can let go. So I can finally heal me wholeheartedly and actually live in my truth and my freedom. And then that's when I learned the actual real truth. And I could have been real mad about it, but I wasn't. I was just glad that it was over and then I can walk away and I can be free to just be me. And I don't have to hold on to that baggage, the luggage that was carrying me um, throughout. I can just live in greatness. I can roar in my greatness.
Got you, got you, got you. You talked about what lupus was, but can you tell me about your personal battle with lupus and how was your journey in the midst of a power?
So I was sick 3 years before I was even diagnosed with lupus. And my papa told me, he said, you need to go get checked for lupus. And I was like, I ain't got no lupus. You ain't gonna make me. You ain't gonna put that on me. You ain't gonna do this and this. And I was getting sicker and sicker and sicker. But I was starting to write my first book and I was trying to do all these things. And I actually fell out in his bathroom on a book tour. And I fell out, and he actually was like, "Run it, run the test, find out if it's because his mom, lupus is on his side of the family, and so he knew what it looked like, but I just wasn't refused. And when they found, they had to do a lot of tests, and I mean a lot of tests because a lot of doctors really don't know how to look for it. They really still don't know what it is. They still don't know how to treat it. They still trying to figure it out because they still have no idea. And it's a lot of doctors who literally and especially where I'm at right now, I'm like, y'all gonna kill somebody around here because y'all are doing people dirty and wrong and you don't know. You don't know what their bodies is going through and y'all literally gonna kill somebody around here because you almost have to treat it like cancer, but you can't quite treat it like cancer because it's so hard to detect.
Yeah, my aunt, and it kind of looked like she was having a skin disease almost. She was having pale, little pale spots on her arms and stuff like that. So you gotta be careful with that.
Yeah, like I can't be in the sun too long. I can't sit in the sun. Sun is not good for this. Sun is not our friend. It's okay for us to go out and be in the sun, but if we just sitting and standing in the sun, just bare and no, it's not good for us at all. Because for me, it actually starts to make my skin blister, and so yeah, and so I don't do that. I'm like, no, because I'm real cautious about my skin, and I've always been like that. But I get a butterfly around my chin area, and it's literally just branded right there on my chin. And so I'm always so cautious of it and things like that. And for a long time, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just ugly. Like I freaked out because you go from beautiful, for me, one day I had the most prettiest, flawless, just beautifulest skin that you would ever want to see. And then the next day, I go to bed with beautiful skin. I wake up and I got blotches on my skin, black, dark blotches on my skin. I literally freaked out and panicked. I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And I literally had no idea what was going on. Man, look, I was like, somebody call the paramedics, call the people, because somebody done came in here and done something to me. No, I was like, no. And I just was so subconscious for years because I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, nobody's gonna want to talk to my ugly ass. Like I just knew. I was like, nobody is gonna want to deal and be like, oh, what is wrong with her? What is going on with her skin? Like I was subconscious of it. And so in my mind, and I realized through my journey that a lot of things that we find problem with us ain't problem with nobody else. And a lot of times they don't even see it, but subconsciously we think the whole universe can see everything. And in reality, people ain't even looking at us like that.
You right? Can you tell me a little about Jazz?
So Jazz was that was my ride or die for real. She was my business partner. We actually started Elliott Night Professionals together um as an artist uh firm where artists can come and literally not be screwed over because when I started out, I got screwed out of $5,000 for my first book. And they didn't do nothing. They didn't do anything that they said they were going to do. And then I really couldn't get my money back. But as a new author, you really don't know what to do. And so you're so excited and you just like, you know what? Let's roll with it. I'm not even tripping. At least it's done. Let's go with it. Well, 6 months down the road, they closed their business. So I couldn't get any books. I couldn't do anything. And so I was just stuck in a place where I just was lost. Like I didn't know what to do. And I just was like, okay, so I had to start trying to learn and figure out the business. And so me and Jazz met through a mutual friend and she kind of was like, hey, let me do an interview on you because I'm really enjoying your story. And I was like, okay. And so we just really became good friends after that. And we talked about some things and we decided that, you know what? Let's do this because I'm a writer. She was a musician, but for some reason, all the musicians kept coming to me wanting to, want help and stuff like that. And so that's what I was doing. I'm managing musicians when she got all the authors over there and she managing authors, and neither one of us really know about neither one of them. Like, she ain't good with the books, I ain't good with the music, but we doing it because apparently this is where we supposed to be at. And so we just kind of swapped. And so I started doing books and taking all the authors. She started taking all the musicians and the painters and things like that. And we just worked as a great team. And then she got sick, and she got this rare skin disease as well. It was a rare flesh eating um, that's how I lost her, and I lost her in 2019, right before COVID. And so I went through a period where I was really just like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with my business? Jazz, I can't do this without you. But I still did. I still kept it. I still did what I had to do, even though I was drowning. I was drowning because I didn't know what to do without her. Like, I just felt lost. But because of my strength and who I am, I just kept pushing through it and masking the hurt. But once I learned how to stop doing that, then I was like, I accepted it. I got out of my way. I got out of my trauma. I got out of my grief. And I was like, you know what? I got this. And so I was like, take a deep breath, step back, focus, look at what's going on, see what you can cut, see what you can do better. And then I was just like, you know what, God, no, just show me what to do. And then things just started to happen. Like what I needed to cut off was cut off. What I need to grow was grown. What I needed to, and I do it all for her in her memory as well. Like I got one book right here called Only As I Was right there. And you see, even though she was gone, I still put her name on it. I still said that this book was because it's dedicated to her. And
Got it.
so I keep that and it's called Only As I Was. And I just keep it close to me to remind me because she did the cover and everything, and I didn't want to not remember this. And this was actually the last cover she did, the last book cover she did, and so I just was like, yeah, let that ride.
Got it. What was the how did you navigate through the transition and continue EMP missions after she passed, other than what you told me?
So other than what I told you, I actually just was like, you know what? I told her I made a promise to her that I would take care of her family. And so I had to be able to keep going on. And so I started going through this program, like I said, the Awaken the Rebel. And as I was going through this program, I started being able to release some things. I started to being able to cope with some things. I started to be able to see the things where I was lacking and slacking in. I started to see and focus on what was holding me there, what was holding me at that place of trauma, at that place of grief, at that place. And I realized that a lot of it is acknowledgement and accountability because we don't want to acknowledge it because that means that we have to hold it accountable to ourselves.
Can you tell me what the Awakened Rebel is?
Do what? I'm sorry.
Can you tell me what the Awakening the Rebel Within it release is?
So it's a program. It's actually a course. It's a 21-week course where individuals get the opportunity to go through it. And 7 weeks we do release, 7 weeks we do rebuild, and 7 weeks we do rebranding. Right now I'm in my rebranding stage, which means that now I know who I am. I know what I want to do. I know what my purpose is. I know how my purpose is. And now I'm living in my purpose. I'm living in my greatness. And I'm doing what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it. But I couldn't get there until I learned how to release the old narratives and the old baggage and the limited beliefs that was holding me back. I couldn't I couldn't get to this part and still until I learned who Lady V was. Who is Tivona? I had to learn her. I had to unlearn the old to relearn the new. And I realized who I was. So I had to learn who I really am. Who am I? I had to learn her. And then I started having to rebuild her, which means that what do she like? What don't she like? What will she accept? What won't she accept? What will she put up with? What won't she put up with? You know what I'm saying? Like just these things. And I started to learn me. And now again, and because now I know who I am, I know what I want, I know I am a woman that I don't have no gray areas. A lot of women have gray areas because they haven't really figured out who they were or who they are. Well, for me, I know exactly who I am. I ain't taking nothing but less than what I want and how I want it. Period. There's no discussion for that. And so you can't come and bamboozle me with your slick talking, your fast talking, your round the way talking. Because I hear all of it, and baby, I just keep on pushing. Because if it ain't what it is that I need for me and my peace, I can't give it to you. I can share it with you, but I refuse to give up my peace, my sanity, my joy, and my freedom.
Yeah, me too. That's how I feel about that one. What are the significant transformations you've seen individuals participating in your program?
I've actually seen them more excited, more happier to be doing what they're doing. I actually see the motivation in them to actually want to live in their purpose. Some of them have actually started taking the steps towards their goals of creating and building and rebuilding their businesses. Um, the joy that they have is priceless to me, you know, because now they're actually reclaiming their lives, and that's what they have. And just the fact that I get to celebrate each win with them. Because sometimes they look at wins, they're like, well, this happened to me, but it wasn't nothing. I'm like, no, that is something. Like, let's celebrate it. And they're like, you know what? Wow, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, let's celebrate. Because we have to learn that we can't just celebrate the big wins. We have to celebrate the little wins that got us to the big win. Because it was those that really matter. Because if we didn't have those, we couldn't have no big win.
Got you. You're right about that. How does the Too Long Judgment Free Network foster love, understanding, and empowerment on a global scale?
So it is a global network, but we bring different types of shows that marinate in your spirit, that hits home, where we bring real conversations to the world, where a lot of people don't want to talk about these things. A lot of people don't want to see these things, but we're not talking about it in a negative way. We always show things in a positive light, like marriage. A lot of people don't want to talk about marriage, but we actually have people on that show who's been married 30, 40 years, and they're bringing love back into the land, into God's land, the way He wanted it to be. Because He tells us there's somebody for all of us, and He wants us to love. I mean, that's the first thing He did. He said, "I command you to love one each other." One another. That's the only thing. That's what He commanded us to do. Love one another. And so we forget that because we're so busy. And so the Too Gone Too Long Judgment Free Network allow you to be judgment free. So we don't do no judging. And it allows you to actually say and to learn something and to add something to your personal life, or should I say to your toolbox, so that you can have to actually use and be able to utilize it successfully. Because a lot of times we have stuff in our toolbox that we don't know how to use. We have no idea. It's just in there. We don't know what it is. We don't know how to use it. We don't know. It's just there. But we allow you to put these tools and use them successfully in your marriage, in your relationship, in your daily life with your children, because we have all kinds of shows. We even have one for just the men, where it's real men bringing real conversation. It's called The Gentleman's Soul. And so we do that. And we have one just for the ladies. But the men and ladies can come and join in on any show, because it's about learning. Sometimes we need to know and hear what men have to say, what men really truly want, what they like, what they don't like. Because a lot of times we will assume some stuff and just think, oh, well, I need to do this. And in reality, you shouldn't do that at all, because he don't like that.
You have to
And he
send
can't stand when you do it.
you have to send me an email, where I can find them and how I can get on and participate on one of them.
Right on, I got you.
All right. How can somebody find those type of shows? Listen to one.
So you can find us on Linktree. And so you can also find it's on all of them. So you can find anything that you want that belongs to me on www.linktree Lady VE, and E as an Elliott, N as a Night, P as a Professionals, because that's exactly who we are. We are Elliott Night Professionals, baby. And so you can find us there. Anything from the books, because I also help new authors come and write their stories. So we went from an artist to now we are actually a creative storytelling. We're actually a coaching firm, really. So we're a creative storytelling and transformation firm because you can come share your story and tell your story in a book, or you can come and transform your life through therapy, through life coaching and stuff like that. And so we give you the opportunity to be great.
Like that. Made me say I like that. I love that idea. That's kind of dope. As an evangelist with much prayer and much power, how do you integrate faith into your teaching and program?
So that's why I'm a spiritual release coach, because I am not the type of coach that digs on the surface, baby. It's enough of them coaches. They like for you to just they allow you to touch the surface and just speak about what you want to speak about. Well, I ain't that type of coach. I am the coach that goes to the bottom of the barrel where the sticky stuff is, where we don't like to touch because it's nasty or it's too dirty or stinky or whatever it is. Well, I'm that coach. I'm down there because in order for us to actually heal properly, we gotta go down there. We gotta dig all of that stuff out of our system, out of the roots, because that's where our cracked foundation is. And if we don't seal up our foundation, you keep having these floods. And then you wonder why your life is flooded because you ain't sealed up your foundation. You ain't sealed up your cracks. And I have faith because faith is the main thing. Like faith and spiritual being is the main thing because prayer changes everything. That's the reason why it's called much prayer, much power. Because we understand that there is much, much power in prayer. Prayer have changed my life, my ministry's life, everybody's life. We are definitely a family who pray together, stay together,
Yeah.
and we enjoy each other. We do different things, and we welcome everybody in because we just sinners saved by grace. And so we don't judge you. We don't care what you look like, who you look like, what color you is. We don't, none of that. We just want you to get the word of God, and it's free. We ain't charging you to get the word. You need to put a faith seed and all this whole weird stuff because God said his word, salvation is free. He said in his basic instructions, salvation is free. Now, if you choose to donate, we will love it. We ain't not complaining because we do feed the homeless. We are out here putting our ministry out here doing what God has called us to do. We do give back a lot of different ways. So that's what we do. But that's how I incorporate it. So hey, if you ain't ready to dig to the bottom of the barrel, this definitely ain't the course you want to take, baby. Because you gonna have to go there to pull all that up so you can heal properly.
So, what advice would you give someone struggling to find their purpose or voice in life?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna tell you this. Don't be afraid. Fear stands in our way of actually being in our greatness. Don't be afraid to be great. Know that you are worthy. Know that you are more than enough because a lot of times those limiting beliefs have made us think that we're not worthy, that we're not enough, that, we just, we're dumb, we're whatever. And so I'm telling you now that you are enough. You are worthy. You are great. And all you have to do is just not be afraid to show up for you, not be afraid to show out for you. Because if you don't do it, who will? For me, I show up for me every day and I show out for me every minute and every second of the day. So keep showing up, keep knowing who you are, and live in your purpose. Don't be afraid to live it. Yes, you're going to make some mistakes. Yes, things ain't going to always go your way. Yes, but keep on pushing because we don't understand that every time we stop a project or stop in our business, we have to start over. Every time you say, well, you know what, I don't want to do that, I'm going to do that. Or I ain't going to do that, I'm going to do that. You start over. You'll never make it that way. Keep on pushing because it's the victory that you'll get on the other side. And guess what? It ain't gonna be overnight. It's gonna take some time. I've been in this business for 14 years and I'm still striving, but guess what? Here in these 14 years, now things is really starting to look up for me. But I didn't stop. Even through the challenges that I had, I didn't stop. I just kept on pushing and kept on going. So that's my advice. Keep on striving.
How do you approach the process of author consulting, and what excites you the most in inspiring and helping others share their story?
Like I said, after being ripped off, all I want to do is help new artists. All I want to do is help artists tell their story and do it successfully. And so I'm not charging a lot. I actually just get whatever what the price God give me, that's what I tell them. And I do everything in-house, so you don't have to worry about it being outsourced. You don't have to worry about, where it's going and this and that and who's seeing it and this and that. Because I actually walk you through the process because I'm teaching you how to do it as I do it. You're not going through the process alone. You're actually learning how to be a self-published author so that you can know how to run your business. Because that's how we get screwed over so many times, is because we really don't know our business. We don't know what we need to do and how we need to do it. So for me as a coach, I am actually teaching you the whole time. Everything that I do, I'm teaching you. It's a process. From the course that I give, I'm teaching you. From showing you how to be a self-published author, I'm teaching you. From showing you how to be in your business, I'm teaching you. Because you have to know what it is so that you don't keep getting screwed over because people's just looking for a quick dollar. Because people want money. They're so money hungry. And everybody want a buck. I'm going to give you quality, quality work at a reasonable price because you deserve that. You don't deserve to be ripped off and then getting raggedy work. And now you looking at your work trying to figure out, what do I do with it next?
Can you tell me um, about your how you maintain your emotional well-being amidst your busy schedule when you're in your journey?
So yes, my schedule is busy, but I make it to my according. So when I say that, I take time out for me. Today, Saturday, that's my self-care day. That's why I'm looking like I'm looking, because it's my self-care day. And I don't care what's going on. I ain't gonna stop self-caring because something came up. Like we just not doing that. I have to take that time still for me. And so this is what you get for a pork chop. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, I'm self-caring. I take time out for myself. Even through the week, I look at my schedule and I schedule accordingly. Okay, on this day and this day, I'm going to do this. On this day and this day, I'm going to do this. I am very organized because you have to still take that time for you. So I don't get up out of my bed. I can be up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. I ain't getting up till 8. I don't come into my office until 8:45 because sometimes my first appointment that my first sessions be at 9. Depends. And on the days that it's at 10, guess what? I don't get out. I don't come in here till 9:45. See, I'm taking that time for me. I'm not. Oh, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. No. I literally just go with the flow. I go through my day. I have my Bible studies at night. I'm coaching people throughout the day. But guess what? Even through those moments, I take time out. It's not like, okay, I'm going in from one session straight to the next. No, I have a 30-minute window right there. And so I take that time to just woosah. Sometimes I just be sitting here like this. And then I'll be like, okay, let me get ready for my next one. And then I go into my next session. I take those moments for me so I am not stressing myself out on what I need to do. I keep little cue cards like this so that I have on what I need. And so guess what? At the end of the day, whatever I put on that cue card, now I have one for each client. So at my beta testers, my clients, my to-do list go on, everything goes on a cue card. So that way I keep myself organized, situated, and straight. And so at the end of the day, I can say, okay, this is what I said. Boom. I can go in and type everybody's stuff down. Boom. And put it in their folders and be through with it. I work smarter. not harder. So I'm not stressing myself out. And when people learn that right there and learn how to self-care and take 24 hours, be sufficient, man. It's okay to take 20. Even Jesus rested on the seventh day. Come on, it ain't nothing to take 24 hours out for you. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing what I want to do and how I want to do it, and you know, and that's how we get it.
What has been the most rewarding project you worked on through ENP?
Most rewarding. I have to say it gotta be Only As I Was, this book that I did and dedicated to jazz. Just because a lot of the pieces out of that book was just fire and dope. I learned I got my signature piece in there, and so it's just I learned some things about me doing that project in that book, as I was doing it for her. And so that probably was my most awarding one so far. And then knowing that this book also was left and given to her daughter and her children, her sons and her grandchildren as well.
What are the long-term goals for Elliott Night Professionals and Too Gone Too Long Judgment Free Network?
Spreading the love and making sure that people are transformed and people are getting to shatter the silence with their stories. One book, one story at a time.
How do you envision your future and the programs impacting more lives?
Oh, we supposed to impact millions. Is that I was telling I was telling one of the ladies that's taking this course, so she was raving about it the other day, and I was excited to hear it. And I said, boy, it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be mad trying to figure out where is all these happiness and why is all these people roaring through the land like that? And I'm like, yeah, because we making an impact, baby. We letting some things go because it's time for people to really start living in their freedom and knowing that it's okay to not be okay sometimes. It's okay to channel your emotions and live and be emotional, man. Men can't cry. Yes, they can. Cry away. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to cry because sometimes they need to release that too so they don't kill nobody. The same way we have to. It's a cleansing. People don't understand that certain things is cleansing. It's not a bad thing, but society has made it look so bad that everybody is just all the time. And so I teach people how to maybe embrace your emotions, live in your emotions, honey, and then let them go.
Yeah, you're right about that one. Looking back at your journey, what are the most you proud of?
I'm proud of the woman that I am today. I'm proud of unlearning those old bad, bad, bad behaviors and learning some good, new, healthy behaviors from my eating to my living, to the way I do my business, just everything. They all really taking time out for me and being like, okay, those are my proud moments. I am proud of the woman that I am today, but I'm proud of the woman that I used to be because she didn't break. She bent, but she didn't break.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm loving your story. I got one more question for you before we head out. How can people get involved in your initiatives or seeking support from your programs?
So again, if you want to get with me, check me out on www.linktree Lady VENP so that and book a free consultation. It's free, okay? You can book a free consultation with me and let's find out the problem and what it is that you want to do and how you want to do it. But I'm gonna let you know if you really ain't ready, I'm gonna tell you that you ain't ready for this program because I'm not out about getting your money. I'm not gonna let you just spend it just because you feel like I need or whatever. No, if you ain't ready for this program, I have to tell you that. And so you have to be prepared for that. And so, but I want you to get on my calendar now and book a free consultation for sure. Because I want to help you through your journey, but it is a process and you have to be dedicated and committed to it. And for everyone that actually see this hear this broadcast, let me tell you, if you contact and when you do book your resident, what's the name, and you say Rebel, you will receive 15% off of the course itself.
Y'all hear
Just
that?
for saying Rebel.
Y'all hear that, people? Y'all hear that? So I hope y'all did. Paid attention. And especially if y'all going through some problems, y'all better use that email.
Get on my calendar. It's a free consultation. And if you go and sign up for the course and you say rebel, I'm going to say it one more time because I'm not putting this on my page. I'm not putting this on my platforms, nothing. You literally have to see the show and you got to watch it all the way to the end to even catch it or you missed it. But if you say rebel, you will receive 15% off the course.
And you know what? Since she said that, I'm not even gonna put it in the little head and tell you nothing about it either. So I hope y'all watch it.
Exactly.
But I'm blessed for having you. I thank you for coming and stopping by. I thank you for having that good conversation. For the people that's out there, I thank everyone for tuning in. If you did, please, everyone, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay dangerous out there. One love, peace. We out.
Love you.